But we would not, brethren, have you ignorant of our trouble which came to us in Asia, that we were pressed out of measure above strength, in so much that we despaired even of life. Verse 9. It said, but we had the sentence of death in ourselves, that we should not trust in ourselves, but in God. See, in the journey of faith, a time will come when you will lack so much that God will become your water. God will become your food. Nothing will come from anywhere. If you will eat something, you will trust God to eat. But it doesn't mean what God told you is a lie. It's part of the process. Many don't know this. That's why God spoke to them. They thought it will happen immediately. And when they are not seeing it, they give up. Those who know faith, they don't give up. They stand to the end. Because the end is what justifies the means. Number 3, persecution. When you start the journey of faith, there are times when God will send you to certain places. Your biggest mistake is to call yourself a Christian. The whole system will turn against you. They will frustrate you. In fact, they will do it with malice and with evil. Ask some of our brethren who are in the force. You go to the police force and say, I'm a Christian. They send you out, come back and come with a message. See, sometimes some of the jobs that Christians do, if they tell you their story, you will know they have more faith than some of the global prophets. You are doing a particular job because it is expected that people should lie, because marketing there is lying, and you say you won't lie. They will send you to a village where there's no light, and where there are bandits, and they will be there for 5 years. When they are promoting people, they will say your file is missing. You will come to headquarters to look for your file. Clerk will tell you, wait, I don't have big. I don't have big. It's not buy me big. Big is envelope. And because you can't do it, you will sit down from morning to evening for 2 weeks. Or God will come and enter. When they see you, give it. They will enter the office. Then they will enter and say, leave him. He has not seen anything. When he's tired, they will go back. And when you are tired, you will go back. What is your offense? I won't lie. What is your offense? I won't take bribe. And they will frustrate your life for 10 years. Meanwhile, God spoke to you. But your challenge is that you say you are a Christian. Let me show you scriptures. Daniel 3 verse 17. 3 Hebrew boys, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. What was their error? They said they don't bow to any other thing apart from God. Are you serious? When their enemies wanted to deal with them, they went to the king and told the king, the level of glory God has given to you, it's high time you build an image for the whole of Babylon to bow to it. They were doing all of that because of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. And when the king did it, they said it will be announced, anybody that does not bow, you will go into the fire. So know the verdict from the beginning. Meanwhile, these guys walked with God. God has spoken to them. When they came before the king, this was their answer. If it be so, our God whom we serve is able to deliver us from the burning, fiery furnace. Are you seeing the scripture? Burning, fiery furnace. Each of them is enough terror. He said, but he will deliver us from thy hand. Verse 18. This is where you will see the doggedness of faith. You know, these guys knew something. They were not talkers. He said, but if not, be it known to thee, O king, that we will not serve your God, nor worship the golden image that you have set. Number one, you don't talk to a king like that. Number two, not a Nebuchadnezzar. Number 3, not on matters of his God. And Nebuchadnezzar said, what? You are this bold? We will see your boldness through persecution. And he said, that fire we spoke about, go and make it 7 times hotter. Go to verse 19. You don't know persecution, you don't know faith. When they were raising us those days, they told us, if your faith has not yet attracted persecution, your Christianity is not yet real. It's not this new generation Christianity that every time we gather, breakthrough. That's why we can't raise men, sir. Our whole idea of faith is God will do it, God will do it. There are faith that they survive persecution. How many of us here can stand for Jesus in our office if our boss persecutes us for 10 years and say we'll not compromise? And we say we know faith. No wonder we are not seeing the powers of the patriarch. He said through faith they subdue kingdoms, they wrought righteousness, they obtained promises, they quenched the violence of fire, they shut the mouth of lions, they put to flight the armies of the alien. He said weak men were made valiant in battle. Weak men. Faith taught them something. They became warriors because God gave them a thick skin. We will not bow. And the king said, make the fire 7 times hotter. And to tell you they were not bluffing, they tied them. And they didn't just throw them. It was a ceremony. The king sat down with his officials. The whole city were watching how they will torment them with fire. But God showed up. See, God will show up for somebody. Your faith will not be in vain. I say God will show up for you. When the king threatens you, you may not see God. When they tied you, you may not see God. When they carried you, you may not see God. But when you enter the fire, Jesus will show up there. I say God will show up there. How about Daniel? Thrown into the den of the lion. Jesus said, blessed are ye when men persecute you because of your faith. When faith attracts persecution, celebrate. Did you not read about the apostles? Acts chapter 4. When they caught them, they flogged them, never preach in the name of this Christ. The Bible said they returned to their company and they celebrated that they too have been counted worthy to be persecuted for Jesus. Trials of faith. Faith sometimes will shut doors against you. Faith sometimes will throw you to the den of the lion. Faith sometimes will throw you into the furnace of fire. Faith does not only open doors, faith also shuts doors. There are places you go to because you call Jesus, they will relegate you to the back. But the excellency of faith is that everything you lost in time, God has a way through restoration at the right season to cover up all of those things. When you look at the life of Joseph, you thought those 13 years was a waste. From when he was sold by his brothers to his days in Potiphar's house, about 11 years, to the time in prison, about 2 years, you thought it was waste of time. But when God showed up, even Potiphar was no longer qualified to stand before Joseph. So the things you are losing, you are not losing them. God is aggregating them for you. At the right time, they will show up. This is why no matter the persecution, don't back down. Let people laugh. It's part of the story of faith.